My name is Mark Elliott, and here I am with a couple of employees from Katmex. If you'd just like to introduce yourself.
Hi there, I'm Lee Cranston. I'm the Finance and Commercial Director of Katmex.
And we're just going to look at how the employers and college engagement are going to go through, and just to see how the COVID and the lockdown's happening and what's happening and affecting in your area. If you could just give us a quick overview of what's happening in your sector, Lee.
Yeah, no problem. So at the minute we are busy. We predominantly supply yellow goods, so customers such as Komatsu, Caterpillar and JCB. So they're obviously busy as well, and I think that's on the back of construction. So you've got projects such as HS2, etc., which are ongoing and have received funding. So we're seeing, as I say, a healthy order book at the moment from that. Obviously, like a number of employers, the COVID has affected us. We do have, social distancing, etc., in place at the moment, but we're managing and relatively okay at the moment with that.
That's great. And so, at this moment in time, how many apprentices do you currently have with within the organisation?
So we currently have 4 apprentices on site. One within the quality department, 2 within our CAD and production planning department, and 1 within fabrication. So spread across the board there.
Okay, that's great. And typically, what is it the sort of qualities you look for in these apprentices?
I think obviously at the moment it's quite different the way you've got to go around interviews, and even like today, I suppose this is totally different than what we've done in the past. We've normally recruited apprentices through open days, such as the ones that Hartlepool College organise. But in and through that, you get to an insight as to what people's qualities are, what they're looking for out of an apprenticeship. So it's going to be different going forward. But some of the main areas we look for is sort of a keenness and the discipline they're looking to study in, whether it be engineering or even finance or other areas such as that as well. But also their communication skills is a major point. Obviously, a lot of apprentices haven't worked within a manufacturing environment such as ours before, so it can be very different from potential working in retail or wherever they may have worked previously.
Yeah, so it's a good the communication skills, and I suppose you get an idea of those when you do meet them face to face at the open events, and when they do get sort of in the selection process. What sort of selection process is sort of implemented at Katmex?
Yeah, so probably follow a similar process to other companies, but we invite people in firstly for probably an informal chat, if you like, on the lines of an interview as well, but more informal, if you like, just to get a better understanding of the person. We give them a factory tour at the same time, just so they can see what we're about. It's quite hard to display what we do through a stand or anything, or a website as such, so it's good to get people out there and see what we do. And then potentially look at bringing people in for a day trial, so they get to understand what we do better, and we get a bit more understanding of what they're looking for as well. It's sometimes all good looking on paper, but until you actually get involved and have that bit more interaction, you don't find out. And I suppose it's good from the apprentice point of view as well.
Okay, that's great. And then moving on, if there was a successful applicant, typically what type of roles would there be? What would they be learning on the job? Would they have a mentor in place? And what mode would they be? Would it be a typical day release or a block release at college?
Yeah, we've predominantly gone down the day release structure before. So, within the first few months, it'd be very much working alongside someone, shadowing someone within the discipline that they're working in, with a view of eventually sort of having their own daily, weekly routine of tasks to complete. It depends on the role that an apprentice came in at, but we do try and give people exposure to the different functions within the business. So they've got a better understanding as how things work through from start to finish of the production process, for example. So yeah, that's sort of how we would look at that.
Okay, so typically it would be a day release, 1 day at the college learning their technical skills, and then 4 days in practice with yourselves. And then does that link to any other training in and around that's not directly linked to their apprenticeship? Do they have scope to go and find out other areas?
Yeah, I mean, we always look at what training's available. We may get specialist training on, for example, on some of the machines we operate. We may get the manufacturers in to do training sessions with people on that, so that, again, depending on what discipline apprentice is in, they may get exposed to that. We've done courses on Microsoft Excel, for example, as well. We've had external providers come in, so we try and give people the tools they need for the job. And that's, again, I suppose that's a bit of a two-way thing as well. So if someone's coming up and saying, look, I would like to know a bit more about this, or can you help with that, then we either try and do it internally or look to support with external providers as well.
That's great. So it's a full, well-rounded experience, gaining the skills and knowledge not only around their apprenticeship they'll be doing, but what benefits the business and organisation that you're working with.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Thanks for that little insight.
Okay.